more
later on,
about the outer lane, right? Because I think you can put either Lone Druid or Clinks against the Kunkka, at least until 6. So let's look at it from the other perspective, right? Like, oh, okay, what counts as BZZ better, Lone Druid or Clinks?
nothing. Everyone wants to just go away from the Sveno. Right now, I think no one wants to play against it. I guess Clinks plus 3 would be a pretty sick lane. You could put 3 plus Batrider as well there too, right? So dodging the Lifestealer with a Batrider in the laning stage would also be cool, but it's not super necessary because you can always creep skip as well. There's a lot of ways for OG to set their lanes up. And when it comes for Team Unique, it looks way more straightforward. Your Kunkka mid, your Bane Lifestealer safe lane, your Veno Earth Spirit off lane. But they could also swap things up, like put the off lane on the safe lane and whatnot. But we'll see. Both of these drafts are very interesting. I'm just looking forward to seeing this Venomancer and how much of a pain he's gonna be in this game, because I hate Venom. I love playing him, but I hate him.
That's how the hero works.
I just hate him, I hate Venom, but I love playing him. That's it, yeah. Exactly.
It's like people who spam Tinker, right? Like the same people that hate going against the Tinker. Well, everyone hates going against Tinker, but you get the point, right? You can love a hero and absolutely hate it. Like, I've loved Kunkka for a long time, but there's nothing more annoying than going up against X marks the spot as you go to that mid game. So we'll see how it works out. Looks like Topson is going to volunteer himself as tribute to the mid lane, which means that it will be the Lone Druid who has to, in turn, offer himself as tribute to BZZ.
Yeah, he should be fine. I'm not that worried about Clinks as much as I'm worried about the Lone Druid top versus Veno and Earth Spirit. Yeah, you do have the Savage Roar to deal with, to use versus the Rolling Boulder, right? But you won't be able to move. That Gale is the longest and the biggest slow, I think, on level 1. 50% for 15 seconds. It hurts.
Yeah, you definitely begin to slog it around very slowly. I guess the other thing to also compare between these two lineups is it feels like Unique has a lot more sustain, right? Like this boat buff is going to be really good to draw out fights. But when you look at OG, what are they relying on? The Chen and the Treant for all the heals. But you're against a Venomancer and they have heroes that can build spirit vessels. So it feels like it's going to be very tough to sustain, right?
The Veno can be the one that builds the vessel as well. It's Veno or the Earth Spirit, pretty much. One of them goes for vessel, the other probably for whale. Yeah, exactly. And it literally forces you into BKBing very early on.
And when you look at the heroes on the side of OG, they don't want to build BKB too quickly. Like Clinks eventually, a Lone Druid isn't really this hero that's renowned for going for that magic immunity. It's why he feels so powerful right now, as you just build what it would usually be classified as glass cannon on the bear, but the bear ends up with like 3k HP, so you don't care.
All things said, though, you are playing versus OG, and they're a team that, maybe they had a recent slump, but they're a team that just finds a way to play around your strengths. Always interesting to watch them and to see how they react to the enemy's picks and playstyle.
Yeah, we'll see if it can work out for them. Kunkka's off to a good start in the mid lane. Already got all of his CS on the wave. He's getting poked hard by Topson, but luckily that level 1 Cyrenaris doesn't do much. But in top, all right,
yeah.
that was quick.
That was very quick.
I looked away for a moment, and he is just gone.
So basically, Illusion left him. He went to creep skip, but Venomancer was way out of position, and they ran him down. That level 1 entangle also came in big time for the Lone Druid.
Of course. Like, why do I ever look away from a Lone Druid lane? I think we all know what we're thinking here. Ice Frog, and we're thinking that about bot lane. Plantimos getting the crap kicked out of him. Does get away just in time, but just a preview into how strong the slows on this lane are.
Yeah. You just need rage on Plantimos really early on.
But they might go for this.
10 stacks?
Saksa is not going to go down first. They'll be able to get the kill and mid one will get out. It's a 1-for-1 trade. You just can't not, right? When you see 10 stacks, you're like, we're killing this. I don't care the result. We're killing it. Also,
do you mind that much?
BZZ's even further out of his lane now.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening with BZZ. He's just running across the map trying to creep skip as well. He is not playing the lane at all.
He's just humming to himself like la 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 la. Life is good.
He's gonna try and get this next creep wave at least. He should be able to do that, but he took a lot of damage from the creeps too. Forces him to use the salve, but he's gonna get a lot of experience at least now. I'm just not sure why they didn't start this lane properly. Until Chen is level 2, you could start properly and then start creep skipping. But yeah, some small mistakes from them.
It's a little bit odd. Illusion's yoinking the creep wave now. Notial won't be able to get him. He gets battered away. But hopefully they can just rectify that now. The mid lane starting to go Topson's way. First wave was looking favorable for Kunkka, but now Topson just leading ahead. Always got that death pack to supplement your farm.
Yeah, he's actually forcing a lot of regen to come from Kunkka as well. So he's doing way, way better than I actually expected Klinks to do on this lane. I've seen the matchup a couple of times, and that's why I'm saying it. It usually didn't go in Klinks' favor as much, but look at it this way. 15 CS versus 17, it's not really the biggest deal. The only problem is all the TPs and salves that are purchased by Kunkka.
And the thing is, for Kunkka, he knows his time's going to come, right? Like, when you reach 6, you look at Topson, like, you will eventually die. Once you have the boat combo, there is kill potential there, especially if Topson's lingering off HP.
He might die as well. Saksa is rotating in, but this ward, I believe it's a bit too good. This Radiant ward around the mid-tier 1 scouted him out.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get in there at all. Meanwhile, mid 1.
Vanscore. Yeah.
Who's dancing with who here? I think Vanscore doesn't want the invite to this dance, to this ball. Or does he? Brain sap, roll through, was good. An illusion, while slowed, will eventually be able to catch up to mid 1 and kill him off. He chooses his own way out. Who's gonna kill you? Who's gonna kill you? Nobody. Tower. Got him.
It just runs into it. It does give Lone Druid a free time on the top lane as Venomancer is left alone again. I actually thought that they would be able to pressure Sumail a little bit more here, but he's having a good time. They aren't really able to just do anything to him. Chen just completely zoned them, and now he has the Harpy Stormcrafter on top of that.
Oh
man.
no.
Yeah.
Not to mention that it won't be long before Sumo has the Mask of Monka S at this rate. Oh, they snipe his Courier though. That's the bold mask on. In the bot lane, as you mentioned, mid 1. Getting a little bit low. Vanscore now needs to run though. He throws out the Nightmare. He's trying to buy time for the Brain Sap, and it's going to be too late as mid 1 can move out of range. Or can he? Vanscore keep healthy. Did salve as well.
He has that bottle. He has that bottle. He's going to go for the bounty runes now. It's pretty good for mid 1 to force that fight just as the bounties are about to spawn. Saksa, however, might fall here.
Yeah, he's trying to run it off. He's got a decent amount of regen. He's juking well as well. Plantimos needs to be careful himself. He's been holding the rage. There's someone you want to fight with him here. BZZ's Courier did get sniped out by Notial on the other side of the map. And mid 1, hunting on forward onto Vanscore, but he has to retreat away.
Yeah, they're just dancing around these slows on the bottom lane. And
it's a hard lane to get a kill on, right? Because like Vanscore's so tanky, and once the rage is online, you don't see what we saw earlier anymore.
You really have to step out of position, try to really go for a kill, fail at it, to die afterwards. That's the only way a kill happens here. Chen, however...
Speaking of dying, is he getting the clap? Oh, they moved away. That was almost so good from Notial. Oh. He's like, wait, let me just count this. There's 3 heroes here. If I get that Hellbear to clap... No dice, though.
Mid lane?
They're moving across. They don't have the X, though, is the problem.
Some miscommunication there, because he just wasted 90 gold, right? He doesn't get anything out of it. They could have killed him if they had the X, but without it, yeah, that's not a kill. Also, Bane is a really good hero to pick versus creep skippers, because you can just sleep them. You sleep them, and the creep wave will abandon them, right? And he's been doing that to mid 1, but Treant helps out. Mid 1 still gets all the experience and the gold.
Yeah, and you have to defend the Batrider's creeps like that, right? Because it's the type of hero you Firefly. Okay, these creeps are almost dead. Nightmare, they run out of the flames, and then Vanscore's just running to the lane, denying every single one of them.
And there, another sleep.
You stay here, nap time. Can they punish him for this, though? Sax's gonna go for it. It looks like they'll just pressure him a little bit.
He's got some sticks. He's got some 6 brain sap, and there's also infest coming from life stealer, so it's definitely not a kill. 19 teen. He's trying to torrent, but he's under vision. By the way, I saw one really good play as well from GPK. He would hide behind the trees, and then he would channel the torrent to see if the mid laner moves. And if he moves, he knows there's a ward. He buys a sentry, he wards it.
That's true. That's really good for certain heroes. I'm trying to think like other ones you could do it with. Your Mirana, as an example, right? Bat Rider will be brought down. The X has been used again. It's not the big kill the Clinks, but they're starting to punish the Bat Rider for being so deep.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And BZZ, all things thought about here, he's just been left to his own devices, and actually he's doing reasonably well for a person who's essentially 1v2 most of the time.
Yeah, he also went for this build in which he doesn't really have kill potential, but he will be farming the lane and perhaps even the side camp as well, right? If you max out the wards and the poison sting, that's all you're doing. And it becomes very difficult for OG to gank VZZ because he's just gonna spread these wards around him, set up the perimeter, and defend the tower for as long as possible.
The rough part, of course, is the Zoo can easily farm them up, and now BZZ
He
will
might
wish he had the
die.
Gale. Oh, nice bat out. Illusion to save the day. However, he might have to sing him a funeral song at this rate. He's brought low, but the X is going to come out. The boat into sumail as well, and he has not leveled his ultimate. They know this. It's clear as day, because usually Lone Druids try and skip on the points and have enough damage to get the kill.
Nice try to TP out. In bottom lane, however, Palantimos does manage to do so. Topson rotates in, but Rage TP fast. There's no 6 on Bat Rider for that lasso. But Sumail, I can see that he really tried to go for that Vano there, and it's a nice attempt, but the tier 1 still stands. And without that ulti, you're not really that scary on a Lone Druid. You're not really that tanky, so they managed to take him out very easily.
No, and BCC's done a really good job of actually playing his laning position, right? Like, he'll come up on the creep wave. It's just an Earth Spirit. 3 heroes will be able to get it.
It's just 5 damage for Topson.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
That's what they always say in my pub games. The Clinks only killed me 4 times. It's only 20 damage.
Yeah, only 20 damage.
His Notial shenanigans are occurring here. Yep, BZZ. Shenanigans work. They'll get the kill, and they can pressure this down now. I'm starting to think this Veno is going to become a problem very quickly in this game, Liz.
Yeah, he's buying the vessel as well. I think it's important that he's doing that and not illusion, because of the speed at which he gets it. Like, that vessel sometimes doesn't do nearly as much just because it gets purchased a bit too late. If you get it around like 12-13 minute mark, suddenly it's just much stronger of an item.
Yeah, that was kind of a shift in priority that was always nice for offlaners, right? It's like, oh man, all these items that seem so good, what do I build? Just build the Spirit Vessel. We need them in practically every game. There's rarely a game where a Spirit Vessel feels bad to have on the team. And that's usually why we see it, if not on the mid, then on the offlaner. Losing pace through. He's trying to frustrate a little here, and oh, that was cheeky.
That's really good. He does have a TP, but there is X marks the spot there.
There we go. Blinks going for the kill, and he got the right click out. Smoke, nice dodge from Illusion. Saksa will TP away successfully. They do control topson. They snipe out of Korea. Saksa didn't actually get his home either, so he still doesn't have 6.
So no one dies? All of that and nothing really happens? Come on, bruh.
Hey, money lost, right? You can't use your tome yet as a treant. That's essentially wasted because you will now have 6 by that time. Smoke had to be used. There was a financial impact to this fight, Liz.
He might use that smoke. He's going mid. He might use that smoke for the greater good, actually. Notial. He's spotted out. Bottom
on
lane.
The bot. Rage is already used. Where are you going? Come back this way. We need to talk to you. That wasn't the
some of
talk.
these mid lane now.
I mean, there's enough heroes that he will die. By enough, I mean everyone who's alive on Unique converge to the mid lane now.
Like, you would think that Palantimos would abandon the bottom lane after everyone of his teammates have shown mid, right? If no one is defending the mid lane, most likely the aggression is coming up to you. And he did try to rage and run, but a little bit too late.
It's your classic lifestyle, you know? You gotta be a little bit greedy. Like, okay, you know, I've always got the safety of rage, same with Juggernauts. I can always get out. There's nothing they can do. And then you remember
Topson,
BKB
he's
pierces.
scouting them. he's scouting them on the top lane, so this might be... it's not gonna be anything, it looks like. The Kunkka is way too tanky, Venomancer as well. They don't want to fight them. Not yet, at least.
And the Kunkka almost has Halberd as well. At that stage, it's going to be very hard for Klinks to find his kills. He has got a DD to work with by the looks of it. So if they can jump before he has the Halberd, maybe they can find a kill. It's just, as you said, so tanky. 2k HP at this point. Instead, they'll initiate on mid one. But they just want to see if there's going to be a response. They notice the Chen army coming out straight away. There's no tail running and go and leave my son alone.
So one really good thing for OG is this Treant will be able to save the towers and heal them up versus the Venom, right? And Venom will be confined to this one spot on the top lane for a really long time. And because of that, this might happen.
Yeah, speaking of the Venom, trying for it. Nice roll through. Fiend's Grip as well. And Top's in a lot of trouble. He's trying to heal him up. Sak's trying to move him for the Overgrowth. There he is going to come out, but it's too little too late. They will lose Topson. BZZ's going to live. And Saksa will join his carry in the grave. And they ain't done. Look what they found. Big Daddy himself, and he'll even find all of his sons and daughters dying as they're going to chase down the creeps.
OG is falling apart just a little bit here. One big thing that they missed in that last fight was level 6 on Chen. It's minute 13:30 and he needs like, what, 1 XP or something? Like he's very close to the 6. If he had that ulti, perhaps you can ulti, then Klinks just survives a little bit longer, perhaps gets a kill before dying. But in any case, I think that was really good from Unique. You can see that they're just so beefy. They're so tanky. It's hard to deal with them. It's hard to burst them down. When you're playing Klinks, you want to find a fast pick off and get the hell out. In this game, there's nothing like that. There are no fast pickoffs.
Especially when you don't have your Siren arrows, right? That silence every time coming out from the Oath Spirit ensures that he's just under the mark. It's definitely been causing me a lot of pain in this game. Only 10 perma damage gained so far. Sumail is still farming up a storm. However, he is 1,000 gold behind the Kunkka now. Question is, do you believe in the Lone Druid? Can he carry you to victory?
Bat Rider as well, TPing bottom lane. Can they get the Bane?
No. Well, they just learned a new interaction, it seems. It's fine, though. They'll still get him.
Actually, I wasn't aware of that interaction as well. Interesting. Yeah, pretty cool.
Just make a mental note. Don't do that again.
yeah, pretty much. They do get the Bane, they do get the tier 2, but they might lose Saksa on the mid.
He's looking pretty roughed up here. He could try for the Overgrowth to move away, but the silence is there. Trying to move through his own slows to protect himself. Maybe he can get the room before he goes down, but the Magnetize hurts too much.
He was actually surprisingly tanky considering that he's up against this Kunkka that hits real hard and the Illusion. He did force out Magnetize, which is a little bit of a victory for him, I think.
Yeah, means there's no risk to anyone else immediately afterwards. You already see that OG are continuing to just farm away in the Radiant jungle.
It feels like OG, they want to group up together, right? As soon as that MKB is completed on Bear and start taking these fights. But I don't think Unique is going to shy away from that. Their draft is very capable of taking these early engagements. It's not like that last game's draft in which they really struggled. As soon as that Abaddon came online, they couldn't fight. I don't think that's the case here. I think they're pretty strong.
No, absolutely, right? Because you've got the Halberd now on the Kunkka, and then look across at the Lifestealer. They're still a reasonable amount of gold away, but you maybe get one fight as OG with your new pickup, the MKB, before Lifestealer then has a Deso.
Yeah. The thing is, though, they will have the damage. But will they have the mobility in the team fights to dish out that damage, right? There's nothing to save you from the Overgrowth. There's nothing to save you from the Lasso. Maybe X marks the spot or something like that, but it's not really big, right?
They just need them to roar again. If they do that, easy fight win.
Top lane.
Okay, easy TP out. Just drawing a little bit of attention. This is pretty much a dead area of the map if you're an OG hero now, considering there's no towers up here to play off of and the outpost is in the hands of Unique.
Not many stuns on OG as well when you look at their team, right? Like, you have Lasso, if you can call it a stun, and that's it.
Every
Like,
CC you have is high cost, basically. Like, you can fear them away and that's it. Anything else, you're just relying on your Chen for, like, low cooldown stuns. Which can definitely be a little bit rough. The thing I guess you could look at is, if you can delay this game more as OG, do you think it goes better for them the longer this goes? Because you have got a Treant, right? You have got these heroes that can actually extend the game time.
yeah, you can have 12 slots on the lone turret.
Okay, I see.
That's the play.
This is like the 2013 analysis of Lone Druid.
Yeah,
Why is Lone Druid best late game hero? It's 12 slots.
Yeah, exactly. Buy 2 Midases right now and go for that 100-minute game. Lynx, mid lane.
Gonna be dragged back. I was gonna say relatively tanky, but it's looking pretty rough right now. The Fear's gonna come out. The Fiend's grip's gonna be there. Mid one will interrupt at tops, and they're trying to keep him alive. The Magnetize is still sticking. He might just about survive this. The other heroes on the side of Unique, however, won't be so lucky. Overgrowth is huge. BC's way too late with the Poison Nova coming through. Unless Palantimos can clean up the entirety of OG, they'll bring down the Treant, and then they'll kite out the lifesteals. They'll run him through. Topson lives through it all. Unique will not live to see another day, though. Or will he? He's trying to toggle to his heart's content. The glyph from the tower won't help him. Fortification might kill the bear, but there's no one there to reap the rewards. Lives with 55 HP, and BCC slivers down the mid lane going, I'm helping, smiley face.
It was a cute play to try and fortify so that they all get hit. Maybe someone falls. It was nice. But man, you see, remember that fight around the top shrine? When they caught Klinks the same way? When Chen wasn't 6, he was 1 pretty much experience away or something. That's what OG needed there. They needed that Chen's heal into some death pact coming from Klinks, right? And then suddenly it's completely different story because Topson gets out and then they turn the fight. I think that's what happened to Unique right here. They used everything they had in their arsenal to take down the Klinks, and after that didn't work, obviously. It's just so easy for OG to turn and wipe them.
I guess you could say that OG have now woken up. They've got what they need. They've refueled and are ready to go. As they're going to move in, the Raw to scare them away. They're jumping on the Lone Druid. He actually doesn't have the true form for 10 seconds, but he's still tanking his normal form, especially when he's backed up by these heroes. And it looks like it's going to be a failed attempt. They have to back away. And Illusion, that's not the best way to back away, bud. Maybe
or is it? Maybe.
Oh, no, they didn't see him. The nighttime, he just about got out of vision. Topson, however, does see a new target. They'll move across. X is going to come out onto him, just trying to tick through Van Skull quickly. Torrance is going to be there. Topson's going to be healed up a decent amount. They're going to try and back him away. Palantimos' rage will run out soon, so he needs to be careful as well. Mid one doesn't have the lasso. No mana for it right now. Now, sumail in his true form goes for the right click. The root's going to come out straight away on a BCC. He's locked stocked, and they've got 2 smoking barrels ready to smoke him out. With the overgrowth, they're able to bring down 2. As the green heroes are Unique full, the rest will retreat. Palantimos, I don't know if you're fast enough to get out of this one. Topson staying on top of him, ready to go for the clicks. He's going to get ahead of him and then just come out with the Arcane Rune to bring down the Lifestealer. With a lasso, guaranteed kill.
That's your 15 damage for Klinks as well. I don't know if he got any in this fight, because that pact was all... he did. He got 1. In any case, it's just... OG, they assemble so fast. You have the travels from the Batrider, he comes in, then everyone else follows up, and it becomes way harder for Unique to kill anyone. Yeah, they do have the damage. Yeah, the laning stage was cool, but they get kited so hard. They have the damage dealing items, but they can't find a way to deal damage. That's the problem. Desolator, okay, it's not completed on the knives, but even if it was, what does it matter when he hits 3 times per fight?
It's true. And speaking of damage, Topson just yoinked another 5 damage to add on. And he has the Deso flying out, so this is Roche time. Prime Roshan time for OG. Especially with the Basher now up on the bear as well. Tell me, Liz, do you ever feel like there needs to be some sort of bigger punishment for Lone Druid losing his bear? Because it feels like all we ever see is just hard right-click builds, right? There's never a need for defensive items on this thing.
You gain 300 gold when you kill it, and it's on a really big cooldown, so I think the punishment is already pretty big.
Boat won't be good enough. They'll just have to back away. Mid one did use the BKB. Palantimos wants to go. The beast was going to come out. The overgrowth to interrupt. He hops right in the creep, looks to move away. Then turn on the mid one, and now moving in with the poison over looks good, but they can sustain long enough. Sumail, true form too late. It's going to go on cooldown. The Aegis has been expended. Unique might be able to get this fight. They'll jump in. They'll look straight across on the Clink, spam across and kill him off. Sumail does get out the Nightmare, but not for long. The true Nightmare awaits you outside as they try and run him through. They'll stun him up, kill him off. OG might get their hands on an Aegis, but it doesn't last long.
It doesn't last long. They lose 3 heroes. They lose the Lone Druid and the Clinks, and suddenly the game looks much better for them. But it's about the place in which Unique fought. I think that's the bottom line. That's the most important thing that happened here. First, yeah, OG did use a lot of resources taking down Roshan. But I think the most important thing here is they fought uphill. And Vanscore, he's completely fine to sleep one target, grip the Batrider so that he's useless and can't use the lasso. Overgrowth isn't utilized at all well. Doesn't really prevent the grip or anything else. It doesn't prevent Nikes from hitting them or Kunkka. And now Saksa on the mid lane.
I don't know if they can do this.
Yeah, probably not. He's very tanky.
I mean,
Vanscore is here though.
They've committed. No one was coming to help. That was the problem. They began a TP, then cancelled, and as a result, Saksa will go down. Mid one will be left alone for the moment. Illusion? I don't think he realizes where he's rolling right there. He isn't rolling to safety. He's rolling into imminent death as
Notial, yeah, he took that troll, entangled him there, and snared him. And there is a BKB from 1910 though, for some reason. He popped a 10-second BKB. I think that was a mistake.
Calibrating buttons.
Yeah.
And that calibration comes at the price of both your supports and your 10 seconds. You know how it is. Sometimes you just fat finger it, right? You know, you're sitting in playing Dota all day.
Maybe he has halberd there. You know, like sometimes you purchase the BKB and it's in the spot of Quelling Blade or something. You know,
see, like, it happens. Do you have one that you do that with a lot? Like the one for me is I always have a button which is like my priority button, and it's always phase boots. But if I get a blink dagger, then I swap phase into a second. Like,
I tend not to do that. No, I tend not to do that. I have certain inventory items. Topson, bottom lane.
And he's trying to tank up against this, and he won't be able to. The death pact isn't good enough. They'll just hunt forward. Infest out onto Notial. Buyback's going to come from Topson, though. He wants to get involved. TPing to the outpost. The Panicle will keep them up now. The Overgrowth coming out. The Poison Nova only clips onto 2 right now, but the Torrent follow-up. Beautifully done. The Beast Grip out as well in the mid one. He cannot interrupt any of this. And Sumail trying to scare them away. That's not how Magic Immunity works. He'll go for the bash on the BZZ. He's trying to fight up. He's trying to sustain as best he can. Even the last 2 will not be enough, though. Vanscore will die, but that's a price he's willing to pay, as it does net them huge kills and a big buyback out of OG. And actually, that might be a dieback. Topson has nowhere to run. Mid one needs to try and create a zone of safety, but there is nowhere safe here. Maybe you can deny him. That's the best you get. As Topson goes down, now dead for 8 seconds. They're pinging for more. They're not done just yet. They'll hit the stun. Back says, where the hell you go, mid one? Just in time for runes to be netted. Alongside it, we'll net mid one and net a kill.
Damn, that's a wipe. That's a full wipe plus the buyback from the Clanks. He died twice there. The difference that a single BKB on Kunkka can make, together with the halberd obviously from Venom, but I really think it's the BKB. At least one of these cores from Unique was allowed to hit targets. And yeah, you also got the full grip pretty much off on the Batrider, so Batrider is completely useless. Clinks, the biggest issue as well for OG is they start a fight without having all their spells ready. Chen needed like 10 mana for his ultimate and 5 seconds or something. If they wait it out, it's again a completely different story, because Clinks survives long enough to take one target down with him, and then he buybacks to do more damage. But this way he just dies too fast early on.
Well, we've seen both sides, right? Let's not jump the gun on Kunkka's BKB performance so far. 19 is 50% between good and bad BKBs. But this one definitely equaled it out compared to the first one. And they even get the tier 1 town. This, like, look how confidently they play, right? This is arguably the hardest area Dire's map to access, and they have no fear as they move into it.
They reach their peak. They have all the items that they need. The Blade Mail on Illusion pretty much makes him not a target, not a viable target at all for Clinks or the Lone Druid perhaps, but not the Clinks.
And this bear is just kited so much. Beans grip out, sacks are gone. The bear slowly waddling away the entire time. In fact, they're going to try and get that bear now. And they'll be able to. Ain't got raw for a while. Bash comes out straight away, trying to get rid of the creep before mid one can arrive, but he's not given his life to save 300 gold from going to the arms of Unique. Topson
There's
is
a
just
Bane
frantically
TPing for
pushing.
Topson, yeah. There's a sleep maybe. They caught him.
He might be
doesn't
sleeping
have a
eternal
BKB.
now. Yep. It's a long ass TB, but it's a long ass nightmare. 19 even stops the farm creeps before turning around for the kill.
That-
And meanwhile, mid one, he had the BKB, but he gets bashed up straight away by Plantimos. They won't use the last two, but he just used the BKB. OG are just getting juggled left, right, and center.
There's just everything that Unique needs to do to win this game right now they're doing, and they're executing really well. The Bane TP behind the trees to catch the Clinks. Also Bane not showing himself, right? He didn't show himself at once on the lane, and because of that, Topson doesn't know if Bane is TPing or not.
Bane done.
Notial?
You know, we gotta get kill a minute. That's gotta be the rule now. Bash straight away to ensure that Notial does go down, as if he was gonna survive if it wasn't there. And in they go. I say, oh, you know, Hay is gonna hate. They assumed that we'd never see this base in this match, but Unique say, you know, this is gonna be a win. We're feeling pretty good about this. Let's take a few buildings.
Mid one is trying to creep skip here, but
They already got all
have-
the creeps they need.
Yeah.
They're gonna back away. They go, no, there's no rush. Wait for the next Roche. That's when we'll come back and we'll end OG's base.
I think that's the best call as well. Tier 3s right now, they're definitely not as important as they used to be, because there's no shrines and whatnot. Yeah, but they're still good to kill. Oh, the bear might be dead.
Anything that gives gold is good to kill, Liz, like this bat. And
Rip
this
as
Bat
well.
Rider. This Bat Rider is very good to kill, and the Beans Group will ensure that's the case. Oh, also this Sumail, Lone Druid, in trouble. Poison Nova pretty deep, zones them away, and that's the dead Lone Druid. Buyback out from mid one's not going to achieve much because Unique are way too balled up. Backs are in with the overgrowth, but BKB from 19 team straight away as he moves on. Extra drag back Saksa, Indu's in imminent death, and Venomancer. Well, you whittle him down a little bit, but he's too tanky with Plantimos aside, and he jumps straight out onto Notial to kill him off. The BKB's running out soon for mid one. The roll through again, Illusion. Just rolling about, juggling them all up and down as a triple kill for Plantimos, and it looks like Unique, they've just punched their tickets for access to the OG base. VIP access at that. 24 hours you're allowed in here.
Yeah, there's a buyback on the Lone Druid, but even if he buybacks, there's no Spirit Bear for like 15 seconds, so there's no reason to use that. Clinks, he can't even pop his head out. If he does, Bane will just kill him off instantly, and he might actually
And they
die
will.
regardless.
Yep, they see him. No magic immunity and no health soon. Roll through again. Illusion has been so on point on this Earth Spirit this game.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
They've just read OG and what they want to do really well, and they've acted accordingly. Bear might be just dead again.
It's gone. There's no way you can protect it. And you know, here's a fourth here, right? Like Plantimos was on Vega, right, before. And I feel like he's given something of the illusion of the shark, because this guy is like a predator. He's just hunting down, spilling blood
Saksa
everywhere.
next.
It literally is just who's next. It's like you could just, you know, when you got like those lines at a bank or whatever, the
GG.
person's like next. Well, it looks like OG's gonna have to say next game, please, because this is done. Unique take down OG. 30 minutes in, and my god, did this look dominant for the second half.
I'm just happy they called it, man. I don't know if it's the weather outside, but I started sweating watching this game. It's like one hero dying after another, one bear being fed after another. It's just not an easy game for Clinks or the bear. They got their items